Have you ever suddenly opened your eyes at 30:17 a.m., looked at the ceiling and wondered, why am I awake again? The world is asleep. The streets are silent. Even your phone has stopped buzzing. But something inside you is wide awake. And maybe, just maybe, it is not insomnia. Have you ever noticed how during the day you can ignore almost anything? You can ignore your health, your emotions, your relationships, even your dreams. There is always something to distract you, a notification, a meeting, a conversation, a responsibility. But in the quiet hours between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., when you suddenly wake up and stare into the darkness, there is no distraction left. It feels uncomfortable, doesn't it? Because in that silence, you meet the one person you have been avoiding, yourself. Many people immediately assume something is wrong. Why can't I sleep? Why does this keep happening? But what if this moment is not an interruption? What if it is an invitation? When the world becomes silent, your inner world becomes louder. Thoughts you pushed aside during the day gently knock at your door. Feelings you suppressed start asking for attention. Questions you avoided begin demanding answers. And because there is no noise to drown them out, they finally get heard. Sometimes this waking is linked to stress. The mind keeps replaying unfinished tasks, unresolved conversations, unpaid bills, uncertain futures. The body is lying down, but the mind is still running a marathon. You cannot expect peace at night if you have fed your mind chaos all day. Just like you are careful about what you eat before sleeping, you must also be careful about what you consume mentally. Anger, comparison, overthinking, these are heavy meals for the mind. But beyond stress, there is something deeper. There are moments when you wake up not because of fear, but because of purpose. There is a quiet restlessness inside you, a feeling that you are meant for more, a gentle discomfort with the ordinary. That early morning awakening can be a reminder that you are not just here to survive, you are here to grow. Growth often begins with disturbance. Before clarity comes confusion. Before peace comes questioning. Instead of fighting these moments, try embracing them. Sit up in your bed. Take a slow, deep breath. Do not reach for your phone immediately. That small glowing screen can wait. This is your private appointment with yourself. Ask gently, what are you trying to tell me? You may not get a dramatic answer. You may simply feel a nudge to forgive someone, to apologize, to start that project, to take better care of your health, to trust a little more. You see, life whispers before it shouts. If we ignore the whispers, eventually the lessons become louder. These early awakenings are like soft whispers. They are not there to scare you, they are there to guide you. When you learn to listen without panic, you transform anxiety into awareness. At the same time, be practical. Maintain a healthy routine, sleep on time, reduce late-night stimulation. Spiritual insight does not replace common sense. Balance both. But if despite your efforts you still wake up occasionally in those silent hours, treat it as sacred time. Offer gratitude. Say a small prayer. Reflect on one thing you can improve tomorrow. Remember, not every awakening is about losing sleep. Some awakenings are about finding direction. And perhaps the real question is not why you woke up at 3 a.m., but what in your life is asking to wake up with you. When you begin to listen with patience instead of fear, even the darkest hours can become the beginning of your brightest transformation. There is something very powerful about the hours before sunrise. The world is quiet, the traffic has paused, conversations have stopped, and even the birds have not yet begun their song. And in that stillness, when you suddenly wake up between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., you may feel confused or even irritated. Why now? You ask. But sometimes the question is not why now, it is why not now. During the day, we are experts at escaping ourselves. We stay busy. We scroll endlessly. We talk, we watch, we react. We are constantly stimulated. But stimulation is not the same as peace. Noise is not the same as clarity. When the external world becomes silent, the internal world finally gets a chance to speak. And if you have been ignoring it for too long, it will choose the quietest hour to make itself heard. Think about it. How often do you truly sit with your thoughts without trying to fix them, distract them, or judge them? Very rarely. So when you wake up at that hour, it may feel uncomfortable because you are not used to being alone with your own mind. But discomfort is not always an enemy. Sometimes it is a teacher. Many of us carry unprocessed emotions, a harsh word someone said, a disappointment we never expressed, a dream we quietly gave up on. During the day, we cover these feelings with activity. But at night, when everything slows down, those emotions gently rise to the surface. Not to harm you, but to heal you. What is acknowledged can be transformed. What is suppressed only grows heavier. Instead of saying, "Why is this happening to me?" try asking, "What is this trying to teach me?" Maybe it is reminding you to slow down. Maybe it is asking you to forgive someone so your heart can feel lighter. Maybe it is urging you to take a decision you have. Sometimes we think peace will come when everything outside becomes perfect. When the job is stable, when the relationship is smooth, when the bank balance is comfortable. But life has a beautiful way of teaching us that peace is not found outside, it is discovered within. And often that discovery begins in the most unexpected moments, like when you suddenly wake up in the quiet hours before dawn. Between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., the world is not demanding anything from you. No emails, no conversations, no expectations, just silence. And silence can feel heavy when you are not used to it. You may turn from one side to the other, trying to force sleep to return. But what if instead of forcing sleep, you allowed awareness? We spend so much time running from discomfort. The moment a difficult thought appears, we distract ourselves. The moment an uncomfortable emotion arises, we bury it. But growth does not happen in comfort. A seed does not grow by staying safe inside the packet. It grows by breaking open in the soil. In the same way, your inner expansion often begins with a small crack in your routine, like waking up unexpectedly in the early morning. Ask yourself gently, without judgment, what is occupying my heart these days? Is it worry about the future, regret about the past, comparison with others? Sometimes the mind wakes you up because it is overloaded. You have been carrying too much mentally and emotionally, and the system needs a pause. That pause comes in the form of wakefulness. But here is something important. Don't label every awakening as a problem. Sometimes it is a privilege. You have been given a few quiet minutes when the entire world is still. Saints, thinkers, and visionaries have valued these hours because the mind is clearer and the heart is softer. There is less interference from the outside world. It becomes easier to reflect, to pray, to plan, to realign. Instead of reaching for your phone, reach for awareness. Take a slow breath. Feel gratitude for something simple, the roof above you, the air you breathe, the people who care about you. Gratitude has a beautiful power. It shifts the mind from fear to faith. When you consciously choose gratitude, the same 3 a.m. that felt heavy can begin to feel sacred. Also remember, sometimes your body is simply asking for better care. Irregular routines, excessive screen time, late night meals, all these affect sleep. Spiritual wisdom does not ignore practical responsibility. Take care of your health, discipline your routine. A peaceful life is built on small, consistent habits. But if despite all this you still find yourself awake occasionally in those silent hours, don't panic. Sit with yourself as you would sit with a dear friend. Listen patiently. Maybe there is a conversation your heart wants to have. Maybe there is a direction your life wants to take. Maybe there is a habit you need to release. Not every awakening is about losing sleep. Some awakenings are about gaining insight. And perhaps the deeper message is this: you are not meant to sleepwalk through life. You are meant to live consciously. So when the quiet of early morning calls you, don't see it as disturbance. See it as a gentle reminder that your soul is alive, aware, and inviting you to grow into a wiser, calmer, and more purposeful version of yourself. Maybe it is awakening your life. Thank you.